Do you remember what your first impression was meeting Special Agent Javier Peña?
Yeah, he was, very standoffish. He was extremely busy is what he was, and, they were anticipating the surrender coming up. They knew it was coming. Nobody wanted it. Um, he didn't quite honestly, didn't have a whole lot of time to talk to me to start with, but then once Gary befriended me and started bringing me in on things, then, Javi and I kinda got to be friends, but, I mean, to this day, we're still partners,
Mm,
It's even my grandchildren call him Uncle Javier.
yeah. What do you think made your guys' relationship so special? Because I'm sure you've had your share of partners, but obviously you guys, you had an energy, you had a professional relationship, personal relationship that still persists today. What do you think was the spark behind that?
Javi and I are complete opposites, to be honest with you. I'm very organized. I'm a pretty good writer. I pretend to be an idiot, and I probably am, but I do know how to write. And Javier is one of the most disorganized people you ever meet. His desk, it might be piled this high of paperwork on top of
Mm,
his whole desk, but you could ask him for something, he could pull it out of that pile. But Javier's got a brain like an encyclopedia, man. He was, I would, so I'm writing everything we did, we had to report to Washington. And I had an old Texas 1000 laptop computer that I'd bought myself, and you had every time you turned it on, you had to load a word processing program. That's how primitive the computers were back
yeah.
then. And then I would sit there and type out our reports for us, and then you print it out on one of those old dot matrix printers. And so you're as I'm reporting these activities, I'd say, "Oh, okay, Javier, this guy killed this guy, but what's his relationship to the Escobar or the Medellin cartel in Escobar? Okay, well, his dad was an original member of this group over here, and his relation is to this person, and he's got a son that's married to Tata's nephew, Pablo's wife's nephew." And it was just amazing that he's just pulling all this stuff off the top of his head, and he was always right. I mean,
Mm,
he just had a brain like a steel trap.
yeah.
So, even the even the other agents in the office are like, "You guys are like, the Odd Couple?" That movie
Yeah.
where,
It was
he's been
before my time, but I've heard the concept, yeah. Like,
yeah, I've been married most of my life, and he didn't get married until just, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. So, it's just we're complete opposites.
yeah. I've known people like that where, you can be fooled by their surface level disorganization. They kind of seem like they're all over the place, but there's a deep rooted instinct in what they do, whether, it's, eh, it's natural or it comes through repetitions of doing something like when you're in the police force and you're constantly working cases. But I found that a lot of people like that kind of seem all over the place on the surface. They do have like this instinctual laser about them where they can
Mhm.
just kind of be like, oh yeah, like this is it. And then you're like, where did that come from? And they're like, I don't know, but this is the answer to the problem.
Yep. I mean, even to this day, so we've got our speaking business, we got a little merchandise business. He's not involved with the podcast, but I pretty much run all the businesses and if people want us to come and speak, and the 4 years before COVID, we averaged about 75 shows per year, so I saw him a lot more than I saw my wife back
Mm,
then. So I kinda handle all the business side of everything, but then he'll get like, a few months ago, he did some stuff with, uh, it was either Telemundo or Univision in Colombia and met some people. And long story short, he was able to get access to some photographs of Escobar actually escaping from his prison, which had
mm,
never been published before. And the people that owned those, the original photographer had passed away, his family owned them, and because of what Javier did with either Univision or Telemundo, they gave us the rights to use those pictures. So we show those now in our presentation wherever we go.
wow.
So
That's incredible.
he's still got access to things that I would never have access to. He stayed in touch with a lot of the
Yeah.
Colombian police officers down there where I lost a lot of my Spanish.
Yeah. So I have to ask you this. I'm sure you've been asked this hundreds of times. They portray Javier Peña as, he's a bit of a ladies' man in Narcos, just a
Mhm.
little bit, and then in the Netflix series. If this is his, ladies man game in Netflix here, and this is where it is in reality, you tell me where to stop. Is it equal to his Netflix game with the ladies? Was he actually more of a ladies man above? You let me know.
He was, let me put it to you like this. He's single, so he had a lot
Yeah,
of girlfriends. He was not dating hookers, he was not dating informants, and he was not dating communists. But every other woman in Colombia was fair game, I'm telling you.
yeah,
He
that's
had
fair.
we had a lot of parties there, on weekends. I mean, we had some good parties, and he showed up one time and his girlfriend was a former Miss Columbia. You know, these were beautiful women.
And there's a lot of competition for Miss Columbia, so to be
Oh, yeah.
dating the winner of that, you have to have some absolutely devastating game with the
Yep,
ladies.
yep. So he was, I mean, just he was a single guy and was dating girls.
Yeah.
But I like we joke around. We get a one of our biggest laughs when we do our show is that I call Javier a man slut on stage.
I mean,
You know what? I think
he's earned it.
I think he kinda
Wear it with a
likes
badge of pride.
yeah, he likes that reputation.
Yeah.
His wife, not so much.
Yeah.